Today, let's talk about how God reveals Himself to humanity, our limitations in understanding Him, and what we can learn from the moral wisdom of Confucius. 1. God's revelation. God reveals Himself in two ways: general revelation and special revelation. General revelation is what we can see all around us, through creation, through nature, and through the reasoning ability He placed within us. The beauty and order of the universe point to a divine designer, and our human sense of morality and conscience reflect the image of God within us. Special revelation, on the other hand, is God speaking to us directly, through Scripture and through Jesus Christ Himself. This revelation shows us God's plan of salvation, truths that human reason alone could never fully discover. 2. The limitation of human beings. We must also remember that we are created, not self-existent. We are finite, with limited knowledge and perception, and we are polluted by sin, which clouds our ability to see God's truth clearly. That's why, even though creation reveals God's glory, we often misinterpret it without His divine guidance. 3. The relationship between religion and culture. From this revelation come two kinds of human response. Religion is our inner response, our faith, worship, and belief in God. Culture is our outer response, our art, architecture, ethics, laws, and science. Both flow from the same divine source, God's self-disclosure in creation, but they are expressed in different ways. Think of the works of architect I.M. Pei, like the glass pyramid at the Louvre. Its harmony and precision echo the order and creativity of God Himself. 4. General revelation in history and philosophy. Throughout history, even people who never read the Bible have perceived parts of God's truth. Great thinkers like Confucius discovered deep moral and ethical principles by observing human nature and society. These insights are examples of general revelation, evidence that God's moral law is written on every human heart. 5. Confucius, a model of moral integrity. Confucius did not claim divine inspiration. He sought truth through observation, reflection, and reason. He taught through conversation and example, encouraging others to think deeply and live with virtue. He was honest and humble, always examining himself before judging others. He believed that education should be available to everyone, that wisdom should never be limited by social class. And most importantly, he practiced what he taught, living out his moral principles in everyday life. Because of this, Confucius is remembered as one of the greatest moral teachers in history. His teachings represent humanity's best effort to follow God's moral order through reason. Yet, unlike the prophets or Christ, Confucius could not reveal salvation. He could only point to the path of virtue. 6. Key theological insight. In the end, general revelation shows us God's moral and creative nature, the order, beauty, and goodness in the world. But special revelation shows us His redemptive nature, the grace and salvation revealed in Jesus Christ. Together, they remind us that all people in every culture can sense truth, goodness, and beauty. But only through the light of Scripture can we see the full picture of who God truly is. So, whether through the wisdom of creation, the philosophy of great thinkers, or the message of Christ, may we keep seeking to understand God's revelation with humility, gratitude, and a heart open to His truth.